what was your favorite pick about the draft? Sam, we'll start with you. You give us your favorite pick. We'll talk about that guy for about a few minutes, and then we'll go to Jason, and finally I'll give my favorite pick. But, yeah, we'll have small conversations about each of these. Sam, your favorite pick in the 2021 NFL draft?
I don't think people agree with this. I didn't see a ton of hate, but I heard there's a ton of hate on this guy. I loved the first-round pick, Payton Turner to the Saints. I think he's built like ex-Saints edges, or he's even built like Cam Jordan. I mean, it was hard. Once you watch this film, you saw like he had all the physical traits of a first-round pick, and you read articles about him. He had the character of a first-round pick. He had the football smarts of a first-round pick. And you just knew he wasn't going to drop out of the first round for those reasons. I mean, NFL teams for edges, they value physical traits so much and like the potential. I mean, you look at Jason Aponte. He barely had any production in college, but he had all the physical traits that you want to use in the pros. And because of that, he won the first round. So I think Payton Turner's a really good fit for the Saints. They're a depleted team. They cut a lot of guys this offseason, and they need to like get their guys. They get core guys back, especially guys in cheap contracts, like a rookie deal. So they kind of have to hit this draft and other drafts, like future drafts, like next year in 2023. So I think Payton Turner is a great start at that. I love the pick. Edge is a very important position, and I was really happy they attacked that in the first round.
100%. Jason, thoughts on Payton Turner?
I agree with everything that Sam said, actually. I mean, that's the thing, right? It's these picks look bad right away, but, you have to give them time in hindsight because it doesn't really matter, right? Like when everybody says, oh, this person's overdrafted, well, it won't matter. If the guy pans out to what they think they are, go get your guy. And that's really what it'll be about. So we'll see in a few years how it works. But I think that he definitely does profile as that, like, Davenport, like, Cam Jordan guy, like that Sam was saying. So, like, yeah, I have no disagreements with that, honestly.
Yeah, I actually liked the Payton Turner pick. I don't know why people hated it so much. Like, sure, I thought maybe I might have liked maybe Ojulari and Jason Owe and Joe Tryon maybe a little bit better. But if that, I thought they were all kind of wild cards in their own way. Like Ojulari, I thought maybe could have been a little more explosive. And then Tryon and Owe are just really explosive athletes that you hope can translate and become good. And Payton Turner, again, like you said, he's very athletic. He has the same physical profile. Honestly, it's very similar to Davenport, like you said, 6'6", 265. In terms of his you said you read about him a lot, and so his character was really high. I actually didn't know that, so that makes even more sense. And the other thing is, like, I'm not going to tell you I just sit and watched a ton of Payton Turner because I really didn't. But the games I did watch, especially one, he made a giant impact, and that was the BYU game, the BYU Houston game. I thought Payton Turner was maybe the best player on the field.
That was in a game
with Zach Wilson. Yeah, he dominated that game.
I think I watched Zach Wilson for the first time. I noticed like their edge, Houston's edge, and I'm like, wait a second, who is this? And I looked into more, and I was like, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I that was the same thing for me. I didn't know who Payton Turner was until I watched that game, and I didn't watch that game for Payton Turner. I watched that game to watch Zach Wilson, and Payton Turner dominated that game. So,
and again, it's the smaller school guys you get more appreciation for, or like for me, it's like I love watching the small school guys and the guys from colleges are not like pros all the time. If you watch Alabama, of course you're going to see NFL potential guys. Watching, I mean, if you look at Alabama's offense, all of them are future first rounders or second rounders, or, a lot of guys are good players. And it doesn't take much scouting or much of a good eye to see that. I think when you go to like small school guys, I know Houston's not a small school, but for football's sake, it's a smaller school. And you got to have a better eye for that kind of stuff. And that kind of builds your reputation as a scout.
The thing I like actually about the non-Alabama guys is because with the Alabama guys, you already have a preconceived notion, right? You turn on Alabama and like before this season, you thought Alex Leatherwood is going to be a first round pick. You thought, like you just think these things like Dylan Moses, he came into this season coming back from his ACL. He's going to be a first round pick. Like you just have these preconceived notions built in because every single one of them, and like the reputation that surrounds them. So the cool thing with a guy like Payton Turner is that all you're doing is really just watching football. And if he stands out to you, which he did, in my opinion, then yeah, he could be a really, really cool pick and a really, really good one too.